Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of I Have No Idea What I'm Doing. We have Brittney Kade with us today. Hey girly.
Hi,
Okay, so I'm just gonna get like straight to it, okay? Are you ready?
let's do it.
So you tell us a little bit about your journey and how you started your industry and what you did.
Okay, yeah, so a lot of people know me for my adult work. I am an adult actress. I started in the industry when I was around, I want to say 22 years old, and I had just got my boobs. I doubled the size, and I was like, let me show these bad boys off. And one thing led to another. I got signed by a very reputable agency in my industry, and that opened a whole lot of doors for me, working with big names like Browsers and Evil Angel, and sure enough, I started racking in the awards, and just this past January, I won Trans Performer of the Year, which is like my favorite award yet.
It must feel so rewarding. Like when you're up there, you're like, holy smokes. Like it just probably feels like probably winning like a Grammy, I would think.
It definitely is our own version of like the Grammys and the Emmys. I it's funny, I as much as I do like have to go on stage and have those moments, I still always like it's like a part of my brain just like checks out and it's like I don't know, just like I go onto autopilot.
I love that. Okay, so that kind of leads me into when you're on set and you're doing your thing, like what's your get ready kind of thing you do? Is there like a tradition you do or something where you're like look in the mirror and be like, I'm that bitch?
I guess I do have a little ritual. I love to start my morning off like really early. I hate being in a rush or anything. And so I'll probably soak in the bath for like an hour and like really cleanse my energy, get me like mentally prepared for the day. And just making sure I have all my necessities that I will need for the set. Hygiene is so important. So yeah, making sure that I'm good to go in those areas, and then I feel confident being on set. Obviously, doing it's funny. I normally do my own makeup. I will let people like touch my hair and play with my hair, but I'm very particular about the way I'm presented, like makeup wise.
I'm the same. Like, I mean, I don't have like a full face on, but when I do a full face, I'm like, don't, I feel like just maybe you would understand this. I know my face,
Right.
right? Like, if you know your face, then why would you want someone else to touch it? Unless they're like Mario who does Kim, then.
Right, true. I have had moments where it was like, wow, okay, I don't have to be so distrusting. But I've only had that like twice and I've dealt with a lot of makeup artists. Sometimes it's like I'm running into the bathroom 5 minutes after they finish and I'm like having to correct it. And yeah, I think a lot of people realize they don't realize that like trans women we don't need like harsh contour or like
No, total
anything like that, you know?
carrier or whatever. That scares me all the
The
time.
structure's there, right?
No, like no. I mean, I have to say, after getting my boobs done, I was like, period. Like, it's just something about it. When you get your boobs done, you're like, you can't tell me nothing.
It's liberating. I love a boob job.
There's so many like big stars out there that look glamorous, that kind of give off your vibe, that you probably are inspired by as well. Who are like some girlies that you are inspired by, or just anybody that you're inspired by in that industry or acting or anything?
Pamela and also, funny enough, Anna Nicole have always been like a huge like physical aspiration for me. Just
Her
the big
show,
titty bimbo of it all.
show is so funny.
It is. I'm rewatching it right now, actually, and it's very relatable to me.
Is there anyone like in the industry now that you're like, I guess who's up and coming where you're like, oh, I can see that them being big in the porn industry or anything?
There's a few people. There's obviously I can speak for on behalf of like the trans adult actresses, and some of my faves are definitely Lilani. I think she is stunning. I'd love to see her take home Performer of the Year at Evian this year, or next year, and also Eris Jolie. She is like one of my like prodigies. I love her so much. She's really looked up to me and I got to work with her, and she's definitely one to watch for sure. And yeah,
What's like advice you would give to somebody when they're kind of going into a career, anything, and they're just like, I'm so over it, I'm done. Like, what would you give them if they're having, I guess, a tough day or something like that?
it's important that you realize that any job that you have, it's going, if it's worth doing, it's going to be a little challenging for you at times. And that's not always a dead giveaway to quit. Now, if I know a lot of girls get into my industry in particular and they need substances to do it. They need to not be completely present. And if that's the case, I would say go work at Walgreens. Like, you don't need to be here, babe. Save it for the people that actually want to work, actually can do it sober. Um, and yeah, I mean, that's the most important thing. Also, just building up that resilience. Anything you do that's new is going to feel uncomfortable too.
My goodness. And like, what would you say to somebody if they wanted to go in that industry where you're in? What would you give them in the beginning for their start?
It's funny, I get asked that question quite a bit, and I think it does vary based on the person that's getting in. If another woman was asking me, or a trans woman, I would definitely let them know, like, okay, like, I understand where you're coming from and the want to do it. Realize that it does come with consequences, though. Like, obviously, yeah, money and like fame and notoriety is all amazing, but it there are some downsides. Like, just one instance I've had, I've dealt with my fair share of stalkers. I've dealt with people finding out who my family is online and sending them like my porn and stuff. And
Especially
um,
even with like dolls per se, like trans women, I think like, yes, being stalked in general is an awful thing. And please report it to anybody. But like, I think it's a little even scarier for us. It's just, I don't know how to explain it.
it is because I feel like we're definitely not taken as seriously, and like when law enforcement is involved, they kind of just want to be like, oh, she's a sex worker, she's trans, and they don't take the case seriously. They don't put in the investigative work when terrible things do happen to us, which is unfortunate. All the more reason to be like very safe and careful. I 2 AVNs ago, I was promoting my meet and greet and everything, and there was one person that I had a restraining order against temporarily, because he was stalking me. He was one of my exes, and sure enough, he crossed state lines and was at my meet and greet. And it's just something that you have to be very careful of. You have to make sure, like, now I know for next AVN season, I'm going to be going with like bodyguards and security.
As you should.
Um,
And
but it's wild out there, girl.
sure. Oh my God. I know, like, if, I mean, you're already fairly big. Like, I would have people sign NDAs. Be like, no. Because it's hard. I would think it's really hard to trust your friends.
Yeah, it is, especially recently. But I mean, if you are a public figure, you should be having um people sign NDAs if they're going to be discussing or doing anything that you don't want out there. So
Yes. Okay, so like that kind of goes into like I'm gonna talk about dating. How is it dating with guys and stuff? Like I would think, how do they handle this?
It's funny. I do get a lot of male attention. And majority of the attention though, it's like guys that are either A, they want to sleep with me, have the fantasy, have like
Basic.
also the bragging right to say that they did that with me,
I agree. Yes.
or it's also like, I want to get into porn, like, let me fuck around with you, and then you show me how you introduce me to X, Y, and Z. And it's like, that is a route I immediately pick up and I do not fuck with.
For
I
sure.
don't want to be with a male porn star. I think I would be a very like bad match for someone like that.
I would think
Um,
you probably want somebody that's like, I mean, I don't know your love life, but I would think you would probably want someone normal.
yeah, absolutely. And someone that like, they go, they do their work. I go and I do my work over here, and then we come together at the end of the day.
Kids are ready, kitchen's done, all that. Okay, moving on. Like,
Right? Yeah.
happy life, happy wife. I totally understand. Okay, so then what's like the craziest experience you've had, I guess, on set where, I guess, good or bad, you could say?
The craziest experience I've had on set. Um, that's a good one. I have been on set for some people, and um,
Or you know what? To make it easier to go into that, what
uh-huh.
they look like on set. That's probably a better way to say this.
Okay. Well, you normally show up barefaced. I normally don't. I come with a lash glued on normally. But and then you get touched up by the MUA, the makeup artist. They'll do your hair. You get like a physical script. You also are doing like packets of like signing over the rights to your image, et cetera, et cetera. And then once you have the script down, you first do what is called in the industry as pretty girl, and that's where you go and you take photos, safer work photos, lingerie pictures, get like pictures also for like box cover sets and like um promotional shots. And then after that, you show your test with your co-star, and you go over all your no's. They do like a little consent video normally, and you can discuss what you don't want to do before you get rolling.
It's kind of funny, like what you said when you walk onto set and you're like, I have to sign this because, I mean, you clearly know I've worked in the music industry and I kind of know how that works. And like when I was working, I'll bring up Carol Baskin, like when we were doing our song, it was kind of similar. Like when I went on set, I mean, I wasn't screwing anybody, but like I had to sign things and make sure that things weren't recorded. And I understand, like I get it. It's just honestly for your safety and like for your brand. I get it, which is crazy.
People, especially if you're a public figure, you need to protect your brand. That's very important.
What's something that is unique about your brand than other girlies?
For me, I get so much love from a lot of the girls that I look up to. Also, like Nicolette Shea, Kimberlina, like a lot of the big titty blonde bimbos, they look at me and they're like, "Oh, I see what you're doing. I see the inspo. We love you." And I also do have like, surprisingly enough, a lot of my fans are straight men, but I do have a good amount that are cross dressers, and they look up to me as like an aspiration of what they wish their life could be like. And they live vicariously through me, and it's always so sweet to see them because I'll see them in meet and greets and they literally will be wearing the exact same outfits that I have, and it's so adorable.
I always tell people, and I'm pretty sure you probably agree, that like when people, this is kind of leading into my next question, like with dating again, I always tell people, because I have another confessional coming out where I'm like, guys, dating dolls, like trans women, it's kind of the same as other girls. Like it's nothing,
Yeah.
like what do you say to that? Like when people ask you, or I guess your friends probably get asked questions like, I basically say like, guys, it's dating. It's honestly dating the same. It's just kind of what you love down there. It's kind of what I say.
Yeah, it definitely. I think I don't know, there's more nuanced conversations being had too over the years, and like it's not necessarily like so shameful to be into trans women. I think a lot of people are realizing that a lot of men are. Otherwise I wouldn't own a house and like be able to do whatever I want.
I love that. What's your sign again? When's your birthday again?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Saggies. You're the end of the year. What day are you?
December 16th. What do you got you?
I'm a Taurus. I'm May.
Okay. Oh, nice.
We're stubborn. That's what I like to say. Patiently stubborn. Megan Fox is a Taurus.
I love the earth signs. You guys like are boss bitches.
The girls next door. I mean,
Oh my gosh, yes.
how? And only millennials would understand this. Like, I think the younger ones are going to be like, "Who's Holly Madison?" Like, dream guest. And has she like inspired you? Like, what's Playboy? Any like, I'm shocked you haven't been asked to be in Playboy. Actually,
Well, I have worked with Playboy. I don't have the best things to say about them.
I actually heard so many things about that. Yes.
Yeah, it's not what they used to be. I was definitely inspired by like the girls next door and like Anna Nicole and Pamela Anderson, that whole era of Playboy in the early 2000s. And then, I got like this opportunity to work with them. I want to say it was like last summer. And I filmed like a promotional ad with like multiple other trans women. And the release of that promotional ad kept getting pushed back and pushed back. And
I think you
I
did.
couldn't help but felt like they weren't too proud of it or proud to like really embrace trans women. I know they have certain trans women in the past, and yeah, I don't know what happened on their end, but I mean, I have worked with them, so.
What's like a really hard obstacle you've went through, like in your life that you're like, man, I did that.
A really hard obstacle was definitely, I guess, overcoming depression. I don't know. I didn't always used to look like the way I look now. I remember, because I transitioned at like 13. So a lot of my transition, like I didn't have any surgeries. I didn't have any feminization outside of makeup and hair. And I didn't feel comfortable in my body. I was definitely a little, suicidal, as like most teenagers are anyways, but like especially me being trans on top of it and like pumped full of hormones, like that was difficult to get through. But yeah, I guess getting out of my own way was probably my most like the self-sabotage of it all can be so real.
I 1,000% agree because like when I transitioned at 26. So like
Uh-huh.
you could look at this now, Britt, because I will look a little different in the next couple of years when she gets more to ching. But
I
like
love it.
I go through phases, and I would assume you probably do. I go through phases where I really actually love myself, and then there are times where I'm like, I don't know, like you know what I mean? It's like there are times where I'm like, no, I think I feel beautiful, and I think that's another thing that a lot of girls go through, like especially the trans girls. Like it's a battle with yourself sometimes.
It is. It's a huge, like, something you're constantly battling, like with body dysmorphia, gender dysphoria, like that, can be solved with transition, but it comes like with so many other things.
And I feel like you agree. I'm all for getting work done. Like just own up. Like if you can be own up and be like, yeah, I got it done. Who cares?
Right. Yeah. No, I preach honesty. Like I've been very open about every procedure I've had. Like, I don't want any of the girls to think I just like transition and like this is, how easy it was for me. Like, no, it was a struggle for sure.
I love that. Oh my God, well, Britt, this was so awesome. We're gonna have to do this again, probably on like season two. Maybe I'll.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so question. What is it like setting back from porn now, like, or that industry? Like, how do you feel?
It was not an easy choice for me to make. Obviously, I'm still promoting scenes on my own website, BrittneyKade.com, but I'm no longer shooting studio scenes for other websites and shooting studio porn. For me, the biggest thing was winning AVN Performer of the Year because then it was like, oh my God, like I'm at the top. Like, where do you go from the top? Like I don't want to be one of those girls that feels the need to compete and like hold on to my title and like fight other girls. Like, no, I'm ready to pass the baton. Like, I'm proud of where I am. And like, porn was just a tool to really promote my OF and my website. So it did the job, babe.
What's your handle? What's your app? I'm gonna put it all on the link. What is it?
Okay, perfect. You can follow me on Instagram at Brittney Kade XO. My backup is Not So Dumb Bimbo. Um, and for everything spicy, you can find me at BrittneyKade.com.
That, like not so dumb bimbo reminds me of like this makes me feel old. Remember when we did those like AOL chat groups?
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
You
I love it. I feel like it's very like it's very true. Like I might look like a bimbo, but I'm not like dumb like one, you know? Like watch out.
she's so
Yeah, she's giving full bimbo, not so dumb bimbo.
it's like I've thought about going blonde because I miss being blonde. Something about blondes, I don't know what it is. It just I don't know.
I
So
love brunette on you though. It looks so beautiful.
thank you. You're the best. And that was it, guys. Brittney Kade. I'm gonna put everything down. This was another episode of I have no idea what I'm doing.